but I don't want to waste half an hour thrashing through the jungle. Fortunately, this rock has plenty of grip. But once again, the force of the water is working against me. Now to find that tree. Nearly half the medicines we use were developed from rainforest plants. The painkiller ibuprofen was synthesized from this vine, called a monkey ladder tree. But obviously, you need to know what you're looking for. And this is it.
Yeah, this looks like a little baby milk tree, and this is like nature's milk and magnesia. And that's going to be really good for my stomach. And also, just give me a bit of energy. But the way you can tell it, it's just a really simple alternate leaves. It's got then these pointy end buds. And then when you break it off, you see this milky sap come out of it.
Next to this little sapling is a full-grown milk tree with its distinctive bark, which looks like army camouflage. Normally you should avoid eating plants that have a milky sap, because it's often a sign that it's poisonous. But I know this tree isn't. This sap is a form of latex, and it's known to help settle your stomach.
Just amazing. It tastes so like kind of creamy.
I need to recover quickly. I don't feel 100%, but I need to keep moving and follow the river downstream. I've no idea how far I've gone, but I feel like I'm making progress. But it is exhausting. And it's taking a long time to cover any sort of distance. My energy has been sapped by my stomach upset, and I haven't eaten properly for 2 days. I'm also very aware that in the jungle, night falls very quickly, and I need shelter and food. My appetite is returning. I can't see any fruit I'm sure of, and after last night, I'm not taking any risks. But inside every palm tree is a meal. Some palms, like this Bactris, are hard to get into, but others are easier.
And this stuff is just called heart of palm. And if I strip off the outer levels of this, the very center of it is really beautiful, white and sweet. And just get the last little bit of it off.
It tastes a bit like asparagus, and I can see why it's thought of quite a delicacy.
And that just tastes, you can almost taste the nutrition in this.
I know I'm not going to get much further today, so I'm going to start getting ready for another night in the rainforest.
My fire's lit, and I've got a shelter made, but I really fancy trying to catch some fish here. And this is a good time for doing this, just because the fish that I'm looking for are much more docile at night time. But all I've done is get a bit of wood, wrap some palm fiber around it with some camphor resin to keep this thing burning, and this will burn for a good 10-15 minutes like this.
I'm holding the torch low over the water to look for shrimp or crayfish. I've used some vines to tie my knife to a stick, so if I see anything, I can just strike it and stun it long enough to grab it.
And that's the first living thing I've caught in this jungle, and that's a real result. These crayfish are easier to catch without the knife, but if I just get one fish, that will make a really proper meal. Come on, off you come, off you come. Oh, I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I had it, it was dead. It was dead on the knife. Oh, now the torch is dying as well. Well, I've got 4 crayfish, and that's not bad for supper, but it would have been a feast. But it's just now semi-feast. But I'm gonna go and cook these before this dies.
Whatever you use to keep your spirits up, it'll help you survive. Sometimes it's nothing more than campfire food.
It's just been pissing a rain for about 4 hours now during the night, and thunder and lightning everywhere, and everything I've got is just completely drenched. It's just getting really, really demoralising. The first few hours of shelter worked, but since then it's just been pouring in everywhere.
Another sleepless night has made me determined to get out of the jungle as fast as I can. Last mile or so, the landscape has changed dramatically. The ground has become flatter and the river wider. I'm walking alongside it now, and the riverbank has flooded.
I'm on the banks of a really, really decent river here now, and this could well be my ticket out of this jungle. And if I just work out some way of heading downstream, I will eventually reach, a village or settlement or even the sea. And there's every chance that by tonight I could be in a warm, cosy bed.
I'm fighting my way through the tight tangle of bushes that overhang the water, so I can get into the river itself. On the other side of the river are some young trees that I should be able to cut down to make a raft. But first, I need to get to them. Jungle rivers are dangerous and hide all sorts of nasties. I thrash the rushes ahead to scare any river snakes away, and the fastest way to do that is by raft, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to build a raft which has to be as simple as possible. What's going to keep it afloat is this tree, the balsa. It's used to make models because it's so light and easy to cut. So easy, I can cut down a tree like this with just my knife and a stone.
This is just such a godsend to me, and even though this stuff looks really heavy, it's so light, and it makes you feel like Superman. And that's the first time I've felt strong for a few days.